Hey guys, Brandon here, coming at you with another MLB The Show video. Today I'm gonna add another video to my series of the top 5 players. So today I'm gonna focus on the top 5 starting pitchers. I probably did this out of order starting with catchers, but top 5 starting pitchers. Um, when it comes to starting pitchers, they added a lot in the high 90s, so it was kind of hard to pick between them. It's actually one of the hardest ones because there's so many good people at those positions. So I had to really narrow down on some stats to figure out who I wanted to give the ranks to the best at. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. And I also added an honorable mention because I narrowed it down to 6, and I had to pick a top 5 from that 6 group. So unfortunately, I couldn't pick all 6 of them. So not all of them are in there, so let's just go to the collections. So starting out with the honorable mention, we have a signature series, Bert Blevlin, he's got great stats across the board. The only reason he was ranked a little bit lower than all the other people was just because of his velocity being 77. It says right here that he throws a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but just due to the fact that he can place his pitches all well, and I just couldn't give him not an honorable mention since he didn't make the top 5, but all the other cards that made the top 5 are just as good as this one if you think about it. So unfortunately I couldn't give him a position, but this card is awesome, and if you don't have the other 5 cards, this one's not a bad one for the rotation, and maybe this one makes your top 5 but just not mine. So yeah, we'll just jump right into the next one. Not much to say about an honorable mention. But next we have another signature series. We're actually going to go down a little bit to a new guy, Félix Hernández. So Félix Hernández doesn't have as many like 100 stats as Bert Blevlin did. But what he does have is 99 velocity, 96 break, and he's just strong all across the board, so he doesn't really have a weakness in anything that he does. So even though he's a 96 overall, I did give him the 5 spot. He has a 5-pitch repertoire, so I feel like he was well deserving of the 5th spot, even though he's 2 overall less than this honorable mention spot. And yeah, I guess the hitting stats don't really count, but he's got 88 fielding. So while that maybe doesn't matter the most, all of his stats being around the 90 range really made me think that he is in the top 5 for the best pitchers currently in the game. So now we have to go to number 4, who's not a signature series. He's a veteran, and then Cy Young. So with Cy Young, you guys are probably wondering why he even made this list, because his hits per 9 are at like 80, his velocity is at 70, and that was my basis for ranking the last guy, right? So he's got the max stamina you can have in a pitcher. He's got 3 different types of curveballs that go every which direction, drop every whatever amount. So he's got 97 break on those. He's got a fastball that reaches about 95 like the last guy, 94, 95. And then just the fact that he has 99 walks per 9 and then 94 control, that evens out to like 97 control, because I think both the walks per 9 and control contribute to how accurate he is when he pitches. So just being that pinpoint accuracy with 3 different types of curveballs, a changeup, and a fastball. His hits per 9 aren't bad, but his home runs per 9 are really good, so he's not going to give up a lot of home runs. And the basis for that is just because the break you get and everything like that. So maybe a controversial 4th, but I just can't argue with the accuracy. Accuracy is one of the most important things, even if you don't throw hard. And that his lowest accuracy stat's a 94. I couldn't not put him on the list. So that's it for number 4. Now we head back to number 3. It's all going to be signature series anyways from here on out. One of the people that didn't make the list I'll also talk about at the end, but you guys might be able to figure it out by that time. So we head over to 98 Madison Bumgarner. So I really had an issue fighting for a higher spot for Bumgarner, but I think 3 is where he's going to settle in for me. He's got 99 break. He's got 113 stamina, 93 hits per 9, 103 Ks per 9, 96 walks per 9, 84 home runs per 9, 107 clutch, 89 control, and the rest that you can read. So obviously his hits, Ks, and walks per 9 is very accurate. He doesn't really give up that many home runs or hits, and he's also got 5 pitches. His break's really good, so with that slider and curveball, you can really get some people swinging, and just the fact that you can spot those pitches with his control. I also tried to add in the fact that he can actually hit, so if you're playing a 9-inning game, he's a good starting pitcher to have, but I base most things off just pitching, just because it'd be unfair that he's the only pretty good hitter in this list. So the fact that he can hit as a starting pitcher, he'll get a few plate appearances throughout the game, so he's the number 3 on my list because he's just a beneficial pitcher, and he can also hit, so you don't have to pinch hit, waste pinch hitters on him. He hits just as well as a mediocre hitter. So Madison Bumgarner, number 3. The last 2 are from the 99s, and you can see that there's 3 99 overall pitchers. So with the number 2 spot, we have Justin Verlander. So Verlander having 114 stamina. He's got 95 hits per 9, 105 Ks per 9. He's got 88 walk, 88 control, so that equals out to 88 control basically. 105 clutch, 84 home runs per 9, 92 velocity, and 99 break. So with the 99 break, he's throwing that slider, circle change, cutter, curveball, all those pitches. He's throwing them and they're breaking nicely. He doesn't quite have the fielding that everybody else does. So I don't really think that weighs a whole lot on me. But yeah, just that all of his stats are around the 90 area. I'm not going to say that they all are, but most of them are around the 90 area. Some are a little bit above, some are a little bit below, but the fact that he throws so hard and breaks so hard, Justin Verlander, I think he's the number 2 pick right now, so that's all I got for Justin Verlander. In the number 1 spot, you probably guessed it, it's Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw's insane with an average of 90 control. We've got 114 stamina, 107 hits per 9. We got 113 Ks per 9. We got the home run of 94, clutch of 111, velocity of 90, and break of 99. Like all the other guys with the break of 99, he's good to have a lefty up there. Slider, curveball, sinker. He's thrown all those effectively with that break of 99. He's also thrown them accurately with his stats, and he's really not letting up hits because all of his hits and Ks and whatever are above 100 besides home runs, which is 94. And obviously if you got a 94, he's not giving up that many. Kind of upset I have a loss with him, honestly. I was playing Conquest and I needed innings with some of my other pitchers, so I switched him out. I walked the first hitter, switched him out, then that pitcher on deck gave up a home run, and that's the only reason he's even letting up a run, I'm pretty sure. I don't even know what any of these mean. But yeah, I think he's only given up 1 run in 25 innings because he walked a dude and let somebody else come in to pitch for him because I needed innings with those pitchers from that certain team. So it's unfortunate, but Clayton Kershaw, my number 1. And old Nolan Ryan. He's got great stats, except for one of them that I think is the most important stat. The control and walks. If you can't spot your pitches in the higher levels, you're not going to be successful. I just don't see that he's top 5 worthy, just because of that control being so low. All of his other stats are great. You got to be spotting the pitches around those high levels, otherwise you're just gonna be leaving pitches over the plate, and then they're gonna tack on some hits just because you're not spotting your pitches. So while he's a great card, I just don't see him as effective as the other pitchers, just because control's huge. You don't always have to blow a ball by everybody, and I just can't tolerate inaccuracy. Plus, he's got a 4-pitch willy, so yep, Nolan Ryan, not on the list at a 99 overall. It's unfortunate, but it's how it's gotta be. So if you guys disagree with anything on the list, obviously this is one of the hardest ones I've had to make so far. Leave that in the comments below. Anybody you really enjoy pitching with that's not on the list, obviously there's some good people that don't make the list, but you know, maybe you guys have just a person that you enjoy pitching with, like a Mark Pryor, Kerry Wood, somebody like that. Somebody you just enjoy pitching with, leave that in the comments below. Any suggestions for any other videos you guys need made besides stub making methods in the future and whatnot, I do have some of those coming out, I guess technically this week since it's Sunday today. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. If you guys want any more stub making methods, anything like that, consider subscribing. I upload daily, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.